This is part 2 on red flags. Don't marry a person that's always defensive. We're talking about red flags. Red flags, these are the things you need to notice in the person that you want to see or you want to marry or spend the rest of your life with. So it's really, really important that you don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, it's going to cause you pain. It's going to cause you a lot of discomfort. It's going to just cause you a lot. So you don't want to do that. So that's why it's very important that you really listen and follow through on this recording. Yes, you don't want to marry a person that's defensive, always defensive. And if you're already seeing a person, or if you're defensive, you got to know that being defensive is a red flag. It's not a good thing. You don't want to be defensive. If your partner has a problem and an issue with you, listen to them. It is important that you hear them out and wait, thank them for bringing the issue to you, and then weigh the issue and tell them, you know what, I've heard what you said, and I'm going to work on it. I'm going to see what I need to do to just make it better. Don't just see, if they have a problem, they have a problem. Being defensive does not remove the problem. So if you just get defensive on everything, one thing is your partner is going to feel that they're not heard, which means they're with you a lot, but you're not hearing them. You're not hearing their pain. You're not hearing their discomfort. You're just not hearing them because you are so proud. You don't want to be perceived like you got it wrong. So you always are right in your mind, and you're willing to defend your rightness. So if you're that person, change. And if you're not that person, know that it's a red flag. So an overly defensive person is going to be a problem. It's never fun living with an overly defensive person. Also, some people counterattack, which means if today I have a problem with you and I tell you, your response is, well, I did the same thing 2 weeks ago. But the issue is, the problem is the one I am bringing to you today. If you had a problem with what I did 2 weeks ago, you should have brought it up. Just say, PD, I had a problem with, but if you didn't bring it up and we passed that, and then today I now bring it up, you can't be referring me to a problem we had weeks ago. That is avoidance, and it's a red flag. If you do it consistently, it's a red flag. If you do it once in a while, well, it's okay. But consistently, anytime I bring a problem to you, you're referring back it to me, not solving the problem, so we are continuing with the problem, then that is a red flag. If they do that a lot, slow down. Try to teach them. If they are able to learn not to do it, go ahead. If they cannot learn not to do it, then dump them, run away from them, do not marry them. Am I talking to anybody? Can you hear me? Okay, so that's important. Silent treatment. Silent treatment is like acting like a baby, an immature baby. So if you ever run into a person who their response to conflict is silent treatment, if they can't learn to stop it and start to engage you and communicate with you, if they have a problem with you, then you need to leave them. It's a red flag. Do you know what it is like to live the rest of your life with a person who gives you silent treatment? Anytime you make a mistake, anytime anything is faulty, they just clam up, they don't talk, and it's like torture. You can't reach them even though they're there physically. They're emotionally withdrawn on purpose just to punish you or whatever. That's not okay. Like many times people don't know what to accept, like what's okay. So this guy is giving you silent treatment so often, but because he's tall and handsome, you keep going. And then after you marry and you've done a couple months, you realize that actually this can't work. This level of silent treatment is torture. It's painful. And you don't want to live the rest of your life in pain. I'll tell you this, no matter how much you love or like a person, if they hurt you consistently, causing you pain, there is a threshold that the pain will get to that you will want to get away from them. No matter how beautiful they are, no matter how handsome they are, you will be happy to get away from them forever because they're causing you pain. So understand that anything and get a sense where you may be able to bear it for a few months while you're dating, but always project the problem and the pain for like the rest of your life. Because when you marry, you're hoping that you're going to marry this person for the rest of your life. And if that's what you're hoping, then you've got to really put into consideration any kind of hurt that they're bringing to you. The key here is this: if they are teachable, meaning what the pain I cause you today, you can teach me to behave differently and not do it. And then, so I could be okay. But if they're not teachable, they are going to torture you for the rest of your life. And you're probably not going to wait for that to happen before you get out. Okay, so understand that. We're talking about red flags. You know, the power of choice is yours. At the end of the day, nobody should be able to force you to marry somebody. You make the choice. So if things are bad, it's rough, or it's something is going on, it's because you made that choice. What red flags does for you is that it helps you to choose right. It helps you to see the problems ahead of time and gives you the opportunity to get out. Just do something else. And the truth is that whoever it is that you see is not the last okay person in the world. There are more okay people in the world. There are more okay. There are people that can fit you, people that can complement you. And so don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to move. And the idea that, well, you know, I have to start again from fresh. Let me tell you, in business, if you find out that an investment is a bad investment, then it's a bad investment. Any good money you throw into a bad investment is lost. It's the same thing in relationships. If this is a bad relationship, then, you know, once you have determined that this is bad, then get out. No matter what it costs to start afresh, it's still better than to continue investing in a losing project. If you are overly protecting your phone, then it is evident that there's something in that phone that you don't want your spouse to see. Period. And if we are trying to build a life together and knowing that the essence of marriage is the ability to become one with another person, but the person I'm trying to become one with has issues and subjects and relations and whatever in a phone that they keep locked, that I have no access to ever. In fact, they sleep with the phone under their pillow. They go to the bathroom with their phone. They do everything their phone, and you see how nervous they are when they forgot it in the room where you are, and then they rush there quickly and grab it and go and just take it away. You know, there's something you're hiding, and to be quite frank, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. Like most times, if you can't be open with me with your phone at a point where we have been together for a while, and we've come to the conclusion that, you know what, we are going to get married. At some point, as you get towards the marriage point, you need to clean your phone up. You need to tell people, you know what, I'm seeing somebody, you know, don't call me. Don't call me. You know, I'll call you, don't call me. And don't send me any silly messages or pictures, you know, because I am seeing somebody. So your phone is clean. And then you can put your phone down confidently, even like lock your phone because, you know, there's security, but let your wife to be, your husband to be, give them access so they know you and you're not hiding anything. So let's not play brain games on each other where I know you're hiding something if I can't see your phone. And you're not a kidnapper where you're hiding the locations of your victims, you know. So I say, okay, you know what? My husband is a kidnapper, you know, he kidnaps people. So he's trying to hide the location of his victims so I don't look into his phone. I mean, that's not what's going on. So let's not just do that. Okay? Unromantic. Like a person could be slightly unromantic, but you can teach them, you know what? I like flowers. I like chocolate. I like you to speak nice words to me, kind words, you know, encourage me and everything. And you can see that he's learning, he's trying. But there are some people who, they are cold. They don't have in them what you want. Okay? But because maybe they have money, you're desperate, you want to get married quickly, you want children, you want somebody to have sex with on a regular basis, you keep going. But the thing there is this: if they can't give you the romance that you desire, they just don't have it. It's like trying to drink a comfortable cup of coffee from a cup that's empty. Now, if that's the case, that's a red flag, because no matter how hard you try, you can't get from them what they don't have to give you. You just don't have it. And if you don't have it for them to give it to you, then you're going to be frustrated because you're asking for it and you're looking for it. Okay? So are we good? So you don't want to do that. Okay. Anybody that has an excessive amount of friends of the opposite sex. I mean, that's a problem. Because at some point in time, there are going to be interactions that's going to be disturbing to you. So, I mean, it's good to have friends of the opposite sex, but too many, just like a lot, that's not good. That's just not good. So you want to see that's a red flag. You need to really get into it and see if they like you enough to start to clean out their group of friends till they have a nice little select group that will be okay for the relationship that you're in. And that's really important. So watch it. If they have friends, a lot of friends of the opposite sex, that is a problem. It's like a lady with so many guy friends or a man with so many female friends. You need to be really careful because there's something in there that could be a problem if you come to live with them for the rest of your life. Okay. Avoid people who avoid introducing you to their parents. Like if you've been dating them for 6 months and in 6 months you haven't met their parents, that's a red flag where really, or you haven't gone to their home, there's just no move to make this relationship go deeper. After 6 months, 9 months, that's not a good thing, because if stuff is going to happen, it happens in like 3 months or so. At 3 months, some parent is, he's trying to get to say hi to some parents, or she's okay. But if after a long time, there's just nothing going on, that is not a good thing. It's a red flag. It should be spoken about. Now, the issue about red flags is this. Some red flags, when you see them, you just get out, you run. Some red flags, when you see them, you want to slow down and start to talk about it. Hopefully, something can happen. Okay. Some red flags, when you see them, is like you stop till the other person gets some help, gets some counseling or something. And let me tell you just upfront, anybody who refuses to get counseling will be a bad spouse. It's a huge red flag. So it's okay to see a problem and say, you know what, why don't we get counseling because of this problem that we're seeing? And let's really get somebody professional to tell us what to do. But if they don't agree, it means that they are a person who refuses to make themselves available to get information. And to be quite frank, if you ever have a problem in a relationship, it's going to be about your mindset. It's like somebody's mindset is okay doing for them something that's going to hurt you. And as it hurts you, you tell them, but they don't change the mindset. They continue to hurt you till your pain gets to a threshold. Then there's a break. So if they are able to make themselves available for counseling and they can hear things out from a neutral person, then things can work. So keep that in mind at all times. Yelling and threatening. It's not normal that people yell and threaten. That just threaten you and shake you down. If you're with a person who yells and threatens, that's a huge red flag, because living the rest of your life with a person who is shouting at you, threatening you, making you feel unsafe, unprotected, it is bad. And you've got to know this. Marriage doesn't change people. Too many times you all just feel, well, he's shouting now and he's yelling, or she is shouting and yelling and she's threatening and everything. But after I marry her, just the seriousness of marriage will make this person serious and stop. That is a lie. It doesn't happen. Marriage does not change people. You're going to see more of what you've been saying, and at this point that they're marrying to, there's no incentive for them to change and be better, because they already have what they want. So it's while you're dating, you want to say, you know what, this behavior is not okay. Fighting in marriage is not okay. Sometimes people think, well, it's okay that we fight. No, it's okay for you to disagree, but you cannot fight. Fighting is an escalation of a disagreement. And that's not it. When there's a disagreement, it's fine. Let's talk about it. Let's compromise. Let's come to some even ground. Let's just get back together and let's get back in agreement. Okay. But when we fight, when we disagree and then we fight, everybody's trying to defend their own position to the point where we are fighting. That's bad. Any person that's willing to fight you is going to be a poor spouse. And that's a red flag. So fighting, huge red flag. You don't want that. Also, there are people who, when you are with them, they blame you for everything that goes wrong. If anything goes wrong, you're the one. and they don't take any responsibility for anything that goes wrong around them. And that's very bad. It's a very immature position. It's a very, it's like being, thinking like a baby with no maturity at all. Whereas whatever happens, you're the fault. No matter how far you are from what caused the problem, they will find a way to put you in it, and then you're the person who's causing problems, and that is not okay. So anybody that you see that's consistently blaming, they need counseling. If they're teachable, they'll be taught that it's not possible that the other person is always at fault. You need to be at fault as well. You don't want anybody who can be defined as a narcissist. You really got to define to go online and figure out, just learn more about narcissists. There are people who, they can really love you. They'll love you. They'll love bomb you. But once you get in that vulnerable position, they will hurt you. They will do all sorts of nasty things to you. And when you say you're going, they will love you again and pull you back in, because that's where they want you vulnerable. Then they hit you again with all sorts of nasty behavior. People outside always think that they are perfect people, but you on the inside know that they are outright evil and wicked. So once you notice that this person has two faces, one good face outside, one bad face to you, the person can lie and just treat you bad for no reason. And when there's any problem, they gaslight you. They make you feel you are the reason, that it's your fault that things aren't working. And it's your fault. They'll turn it back. No matter how whatever, they'll bring it back to you. That's a narcissist. Once you notice this one does not say slow down. It does, just run. Just get out of that relationship, because it's going to be bad. Very, very bad. So make sure that if you are in the dating stage of your life, make sure you know a lot about narcissism. So when you run into a narcissist, you can quickly know what you're dealing with.